Welcome again to the Old Principle. This is an English instructional set of programs. There are a lot of them actually. Overall, there will be 312 stories. Okay, and these stories will help us improve our listening ability, 帮助我们的听力能力。Now, before we begin, let's take a look at the title, 怀孕. So here is number 286. Connie will read the story right now. She was the one who was pregnant. 就是她怀孕. So we'll listen to her read the story, and then I'll be right back to look at it.
Story 286, Pregnancy. After our first year of teaching at Upper Columbia Academy, our work assignments changed. I was asked to join the counseling department, and Connie stopped teaching altogether. Actually, Connie should have continued teaching, except for the fact that she had become pregnant during the previous school year. We felt that there was no way for her to be a mother and a teacher at the same time. Fortunately for me, my new job assignment was less stressful, and we could move from the dorm into a faculty home. According to the doctor's prediction, the baby was due in early October. Slowly but surely, life was changing for both of us. In the last months, Connie's expanding girth required the purchase of new clothes. My wallet was getting slimmer as she got fatter. Furthermore, she had to monitor her diet more carefully. Of course, that meant my diet changed also. The doctor advised her to exercise more, suggesting that such exercise would make the actual birth process much easier and faster. So, jogging became a routine for both of us. On the night of October 9, 1969, we went to bed as usual, except that Connie looked and felt like she had swallowed a watermelon whole. At 4 o'clock the next morning, she reached over and shook me, saying, "Honey, I think the baby is coming." Groggily, I replied, roll over and go back to sleep. You are too worried about nothing. We'll talk about it at 6 o'clock. I went back to sleep while Connie worried and waited until 6 a.m. At 6, she explained that the water sac had broken and she thought we should be heading to the hospital. But I wasn't convinced. I decided to ask our next-door neighbor, a nurse, to come over and evaluate the situation. Our friend took one look and said, "You better get to the hospital quickly. I can already see the top of the baby's head."
Well, after our first year of teaching at Upper Columbia Academy, our work assignments changed. Okay, that was after our first year teaching. Upper Columbia Academy, remember we explained that Upper Columbia Academy was out in a wheat field. It wasn't too far away from the mighty Columbia River. Now, our work assignments, 我们所安排的工作有变了，有改变 going on. I was asked to join the counseling department. Every school has a counseling department, 辅导部门. And so I joined the counseling department. I had my own office. And the first year, Connie was a full-time teacher. But then she stopped teaching the second year. Okay? Why did she stop teaching altogether? 完全, altogether, a good English word. 完全停止教书. So why did she stop teaching? Going on. Actually, Connie should have continued teaching except for the fact that she became pregnant during the previous school year. Actually, okay, 事实上, Connie should have continued teaching except for the fact that she had become pregnant during the previous school year. So she had become pregnant, okay, during the previous school year. Now, pregnancy lasts 9 months. So if it's during the school year, then it will go into the next school year, probably. So she had become pregnant during the previous 学年. So now she is pregnant. And if she's pregnant, then she wouldn't want to be teaching, would she? Going on. We felt that there was no way for her to be a mother and a teacher at the same time. In other words, nowadays, maybe a little bit different. Nowadays, people are trying to multitask, do too many things at the same time. Some people work at 2 different jobs. Many ladies work professionally. They're teachers or secretaries or many different things. And they are mothers too. 她们也做母亲呢. So this is very difficult. But we felt that there was no way, 没办法. Well, of course, I suppose you could say 有办法, but we didn't want her to be a mother and a teacher at the same time. 同时做母亲做老师. We just did not want that to happen. Going on. Fortunately for me, my new job assignment was less stressful. 对我来说是蛮幸运的. Fortunately, 蛮幸运的. My new job assignment, 新的工作安排, was less stressful. 这个压力比较少. Of course, I still had to teach classes, but we could move from the dorm into a faculty home. Okay, from the dorm, 从这个男宿舍 dormitory, also known as a dorm, 我们可以搬出来. We could move out of there and into a faculty home. 教员的家. So they had many faculty homes there. And so faculty is 教员. And home, of course, is a house, a home, 房子. So we moved from the dormitory into a faculty home. Going on. According to the doctor's prediction, okay, the doctor's prediction. Now, 这个预测, okay, to predict, a very commonly used word. According to the doctor's prediction, what? It was due in October. The baby 应该是在10月生产. slowly but surely life was changing for us. And this was a big discovery. First of all, I had a new job. Then my wife was pregnant. And when your wife is pregnant, then you start to make different plans. You start to do things differently. Sometimes your wife is uncomfortable, 不舒服. So it changes your life slowly but surely, 慢慢. It's just as a saying that we say, slowly but surely. It means 这个一定的，这个是一定要发生的，慢慢的，蛮确定的。Life， 我们的人生有变 ，changing for both of us. Going on. Okay, the last month's Connie's expanding girth. Maybe I put this thing down here. In the last month's 最后几个月的时候 Connie's expanding girth. Now, this expanding is 膨胀的, 膨胀的 is to expand, okay? Girth. What is girth? Girth is the circumference or how long it is around something. If I say the girth of a tree, that means how much distance is there around it. Okay? Her expanding girth required me to purchase some new clothes. Originally, she was rather slim, 相当苗条. Okay? But now that she's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, I had to buy new clothes for her. Not for me, for her, because she needed new clothes to wear. And then I make this interesting statement. Let's see if you can figure it out. My wallet was getting slimmer. Wallet is 钱包, was getting slimmer. Okay, 越来越薄, slimmer, or 瘦, but in this case, 薄, as she got fatter. Okay, so this is 有一点相对性的. She was getting fatter, and my wallet was getting smaller. Why? Because I was spending more money. And of course, I had to do that. My wallet was getting slimmer as she got fatter. Going on. Furthermore, 还有呢, she had to monitor her diet more carefully. Now, this word monitor is very interesting. It actually, 它的含义包括两点. Monitor means 注意. Monitor, okay. Sometimes you have to, when they're building a house, you need 建工啊. Okay. But it means more than that. It means to 控制. 控制. So it means to watch, 注意, and to control her diet. 她必须 monitor her diet more carefully. Of course, that meant that my diet changed. If her diet, 如果她吃的饮食吃的方式都不同, then of course my diet, 我的饮食 would have to change. And it did. What she ate, I ate. Okay, well, of course, that makes sense because that's the most convenient way to do things. Going on, the doctor advised her to exercise more. Of course, I like to exercise, so, and I started when I was 22 and I was older now, so I'd already been exercising some. Her doctor advised 建议 that she start exercising more, suggesting that the exercise would make the actual birth process 这个真正的生产的过程 much easier and faster. Okay, so not only would it make the birth process 这个生产过程 okay 过程 much easier 又容易又快. And we discovered, and we'll tell this in a different story later on, we discovered that it was very easy because we almost didn't get to the hospital in time. It was coming very fast. In fact, I might even mention it in this one. In fact, I think I do. So jogging became a routine for both of us. Okay, 必须做到的一件事情. Okay, usually 例行的is routine, but and 也是变成了例行的. Every day we did it. We exercised. 慢跑, 走路. The bigger she got, of course, she did more walking. Okay, and now we come to the night before the day. And on the night of October 9, we went to bed as usual. Now remember, already she is quite big. 已经怀孕了9个月. The baby is about ready to come. 她已经够不舒服. She's already quite uncomfortable. Every mother should be able to tell you that it's an uncomfortable time just before her baby is born. On the night of October 9, 1969, we went to bed as usual, as 按照我们的惯例, as usual, 按照我们的惯例, except that Connie looked and felt like she had swallowed a watermelon whole. Okay, in this case, done. Sometimes accept means done. Connie 看起来也感觉到 she had swallowed a watermelon whole. What does it mean to swallow a watermelon? Well, 把一个西瓜吞下来 whole 整个不是一片一片整个西瓜就吞下来. Obviously, that's a nice way of saying that she was very big. In fact, even to this day, I remember my father-in-law, 我的岳父, I'll say, oh, look at that lady. She swallowed a watermelon. Of course, he's referring to 怀孕. Okay, about 4 o'clock the next morning. So we're talking about 4 o'clock the next morning. she reached over and shook me. Okay, 是推我醒过来 ，OK， 动了我。And she reached over and shook me awake, and she said, I think that the baby is coming. 我想啊，这个孩子要出来。That's what she said at 4 o'clock. Hey, I didn't have any experience. 我根本没有经验的，她也没有经验。So this is what I said going on. Groggily, 迷迷糊糊的 I replied, 我回答说 roll over, 翻个身啊 and go back to sleep, 再睡觉 You are too worried about nothing. 你对太多事情忧虑 Okay, so you're worried about all these things. Don't worry about it. 小事情, they're nothing. We'll talk about it at 6 o'clock. 6点钟我们再说吧 Going on. I went back to sleep. While Connie worried and waited, and worried and waited, and worried and waited until 6 o'clock. Finally, 6 o'clock came, going on. At 6, she explained that they 羊水破了. The water sack had burst, had broken, and she thought we should be heading toward the hospital. What does it mean to head toward the hospital? We should be going toward the hospital. Okay. See, I should have, this is in retrospect, 回顾. I should have listened to her at 4 o'clock, but I didn't. I waited until 6 o'clock. Okay, at 6 o'clock, she explained that the water sack had broken and that she thought we should be going or heading to the hospital. 应该是去医院 going on. But still, I wasn't convinced. Still, I wasn't convinced. 他还不够说服我了。or 我不相信 Okay, I wasn't convinced. And so we decided to ask our next door neighbor, who was a nurse, by the way. Next door neighbor, 我们的邻居, she was a nurse. She had just gotten off work. She was working during the night. She worked all night. So she had just got off work, had to come back home. And so she had not gone to sleep yet, because you sleep during the day if you work at night, right? So we asked her to come over and evaluate 评估. Okay, tell us what the situation is. Come and take a look. You can understand these things. This is the work you do in the hospital. Okay, quickly, and our friend took one look. Our friend took one look and said, "You better get to the hospital quickly." Oh, I better get to the hospital quickly. I can already see the baby's head. You better get to the hospital quickly. I can already see, 我已经可以看到 这个 baby 这个小婴儿的头顶。I can already see the head get to the hospital. I will have another story, and I will tell you about going to the hospital and the birth of the baby and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, this leads up to the next story. For now, that's all we're going to say, except nowadays. Okay, I would have to say that I was very naive. Do you know what naive means? Naive, 很天真啊. I was naive. I didn't have much experience in these things. Nowadays, much, much better. People, there are classes and courses and all sorts of information, so there are no surprises. But in those days, nearly 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 40 plus years ago, we just didn't have the information. Actually, I could have known, I could have studied it out, but I didn't. And because I didn't, almost had a problem. 差一点就造成一些困难. It didn't, but this is part of the next story. For now, we've come to the end of this lesson. You can write an email to us, theoldprinciple@gmail.com. And you can go to our website, 我们的网站. The address is www.theoldprinciple.org. It's been great having you here, and I hope that you will join us next time for another lesson from Lao Xiaozhang. See you then.